Hey friends and fam, I'm not gonna publish a video this week because I'm in Greece with my mother, but that wasn't gonna stop me. I'm curious about everything, so I went to the Acropolis and I learned that acro means top and polis means city, and so it's the city at the top of the hill, and then there's the necropolis, which is where the dead people are, and it's usually at the bottom of the hill, which is death and city, you know, you get it. And I explored the ancient agora, where democracy was invented here in Athens, but after a few days of exploration, my mom suffered a catastrophic hit to her health called diverticulitis, and since then I've been in a Greek hospital. On Sunday at 3 a.m., my mom awoke with terrible abdominal pain. And after a few hours, she called the doctor, and she had an abscess and needed immediate emergency surgery to remove a part of her bowel that had perforated itself, spilling the contents that are poisonous inside of her bowels into her body. And we didn't know exactly what was happening or the extent of the damage. What we did know was that she was in constant pain, and I was sleeping in a hospital chair for a few hours at a time, trying to find a comfortable position for her and trying to help her just get through this. And even though that took almost no time to say, this was a whole day of just suffering of my mom, and it was terrifying. And to get from this feeling of pain to having actual surgery was torturous. We had language barriers, cultural barriers, and of course Google still works here in Greece, so I was Googling things to try and figure out what was happening, and we gravitated to the diagnosis that you fear most, like any time that you Google things when you don't know what's going on, and that turned out to be the one that had affected her. She had diverticulitis. Her bowel had burst, spilling the contents into her body. She got sepsis, and her immune system was fighting the infection, but she also needed antibiotics, which she was having, thank goodness. And after a day of observation, she got surgery, but that was that. Even though it was Holy Weekend, everybody was there trying to work and help her. And as they wheeled her away into surgery, I went back to the Airbnb that I had emergency booked down the street from the hospital, and I cried a lot. I cried harder than I probably have maybe ever. So since Monday night, my mom has been in the ICU. She's feeling a little better every single day. Today she was laughing and joking, and my dad actually flew all the way from Michigan to here. He was not originally with us on our vacation, and she's very relieved to have him here, as am I. She's telling us to take him around and explore Athens, which is nuts, but that's my mom. And she's also talking about where we're going to travel next, which is so great. She said originally that if she hadn't come to Greece, she might be dead right now, because she may never have known that she had this problem. And most people would go the complete opposite with that, right? It's just, I learned positivity from one of the greats. So while she heals, I am not going to be releasing a video this week, except this one that you're seeing right now. And her life is going to be different, but she's ready for that. So many of you have reached out to me via Instagram and Twitter, and I have to say I love you all. My fiance Flavia is here with me, and I could not have done this without her. I am very lucky to have friends and family, and there's a kid in this park behind me here, which is pretty awesome. There's people playing soccer. It's Holy Week, like I said, so there might be church bells any minute now. But even the owner of the Airbnb that I'm staying at is messaging me to see if I am okay and if I need help. I didn't know if I could do this. My mom has been in pain, and I didn't know if I could help her. I was afraid, and I was alone, and yet it turned out I had more friends than I know and more support than I could have imagined, and I thank you all for that. This is obviously ongoing. All of the doctors and nurses are checking up on her. She's in the ICU right now after her surgery, and it looks like her sepsis is gone, but she's got a long road to recovery, including physical therapy. As she was being wheeled away into surgery, I didn't know if I'd ever actually get to see her again, and she told the surgeon, she looked her in the eye and she kissed her on the hand, and she said, "I know you're gonna make me better." And the surgeon, who should have gone home for Holy Week, stayed and is still here, sitting with her and talking to her and making friends with her. And she has her own family to tend to, you know, and she's here with my mom and with me. And she looked her in the eye and said, "I will try my best." And so far she has, so. My mom's struggle is pretty real, but thank you for your support and for your understanding, and I will see you all very soon.